The inverse principle of risk. Mastering the art of risk management for high-reward opportunities in business, as in life, risk is inevitable. Every great success story is written in the ink of calculated risks, taken in the face of uncertainty. But there's a subtle, esoteric principle that not everyone fully grasps, the inverse principle of risk. This principle tells us that the higher the perceived risk, the greater the potential reward. However, this is not an invitation to recklessness. It is a reminder that only those who understand the art of risk management can unlock the transformative potential hidden within the high-risk, high-reward equation. Risk, when viewed through the lens of strategy and intuition, becomes less of a gamble and more of a calculated opportunity. This principle is not merely about chasing high returns. It's about navigating the complex and often murky waters of uncertainty with insight, wisdom, and foresight. For the success-driven, growth-focused business leader, understanding and mastering the inverse principle of risk is essential to unlocking exponential growth and realizing long-term visions. At the heart of the inverse principle of risk lies a fundamental dynamic, the relationship between risk and reward. From a purely economic standpoint, higher risk often accompanies the promise of higher returns. Venture capitalists, for instance, invest in risky startups not because they enjoy uncertainty, but because they understand that the potential reward, if the startup succeeds, can be astronomical. A Harvard Business School study found that the top-performing 20% of venture capital firms generate almost 95% of the returns in the industry, a statistic that underscores the reality of this principle in action. But there's more to this equation than financial metrics. In a deeper, more psychological sense, risk is also about expansion. Taking risks means stepping into the unknown, pushing past comfort zones, and venturing into new territory. Risk carries the potential to expand your business, your reach, and your impact. The trick is learning to discern between reckless risk and calculated risk, the kind that is managed with intention, insight, and a clear understanding of both the upside and the downside. The inverse principle of risk is not an invitation to recklessness. On the contrary, it is a call to embrace calculated risk, the kind of risk that is measured, understood, and managed. Risk management, when done effectively, is both a science and an art. It requires data, analysis, and forecasting, but it also requires intuition and a willingness to see beyond the obvious. The psychologist Daniel Kahneman, in his work on decision-making, revealed that human beings are inherently risk-averse, often allowing fear to override rationality. His famous work on prospect theory demonstrates that people tend to overvalue the fear of loss compared to the potential for gain. This is where the art of risk management comes in, mastering the balance between fear and opportunity, and learning to step forward even when the path is unclear. In business, calculated risk involves the ability to foresee potential pitfalls while still maintaining a focus on the larger vision. It means protecting the downside while positioning yourself for maximum upside. As Warren Buffett wisely said, risk comes from not knowing what you're doing. The best business leaders take risks, but they do so with a deep understanding of the terrain, knowing when to act and when to hold back. In the world of risk-taking, integrity serves as your true north. It is the compass that ensures that even when you venture into uncertain waters, your actions are aligned with your core values and long-term mission. Without integrity, risk can easily devolve into greed, short-sightedness, or unethical decisions. But when integrity is at the core of your risk management strategy, every risk becomes a step toward fulfilling your highest purpose. Take the example of companies like Patagonia, which has built a reputation for taking calculated risks that align with its mission of sustainability. From introducing recycled materials to its products to launching campaigns that challenge consumerism, Patagonia consistently takes risks that others in the industry avoid. These risks are not only financially rewarding, but they also deepen the brand's authenticity and connection with its core audience. This is the power of risk. Guided by integrity, it strengthens both the business and its relationship with the world. Integrity ensures that your risks are not just financial gambles but deliberate moves that honor the long-term vision of your organization. It helps you avoid the temptation of shortcuts or quick fixes, allowing you to build a foundation of trust with your employees, customers, and partners. This is a critical aspect of risk management that too many leaders overlook in their pursuit of growth. A risk taken without integrity may yield short-term gains but could erode long-term trust and value. From a spiritual perspective, risk is deeply intertwined with the unknown. Stepping into the unknown is a spiritual act of faith, faith in your vision, your abilities, and the forces that guide you. The ancient Stoic philosopher Seneca once said, "Luck is what happens when preparation meets opportunity." Risk, when viewed through this lens, is not simply about chance or randomness. It is about being prepared and open to opportunities that arise in the most unexpected ways. In spiritual traditions, embracing the unknown is a path to growth. In Taoism, for example, the concept of wu wei, or non-action, doesn't mean passivity, but rather a state of being aligned with the natural flow of the universe. In business, this translates into taking risks that are in harmony with the rhythms of your industry, your customers, and your vision. It means understanding when to move forward boldly and when to allow the situation to unfold naturally. This spiritual approach to risk emphasizes trust. Trust in the process, trust in your team, and trust in the universe. When you take a calculated risk, you are not just betting on the outcome, you are betting on your ability to navigate whatever arises, even if the outcome is different than expected. This level of trust empowers you to act from a place of confidence, rather than fear, enabling you to move through uncertainty with grace. One of the most critical components of risk management is the cultivation of psychological resilience. Risk, by its nature, introduces uncertainty, and uncertainty can provoke anxiety, fear, and doubt. Yet, the greatest business leaders learn to embrace uncertainty as a catalyst for growth, rather than something to be avoided. Research in psychology has shown that resilience, the ability to recover from setbacks and remain adaptable, is one of the strongest predictors of long-term success. A study by the American Psychological Association revealed that resilient individuals are not only more likely to bounce back from failure but are also more likely to take calculated risks that others avoid. Resilience in the face of risk means maintaining a mindset that is focused on learning, adapting, and evolving. It means recognizing that even if a particular risk doesn't yield the desired result, the lessons gained from that experience will fuel future success. Every risk taken, whether it results in triumph or challenge, is part of the larger process of growth. The inverse principle of risk teaches us that the greatest rewards lie on the other side of the greatest uncertainties. But only those who understand the art of risk management, the ability to balance fear with opportunity, intuition with analysis, and integrity with ambition, can unlock the full potential of this principle. Risk is not something to be feared, but something to be harnessed. When approached with wisdom, foresight, and resilience, risk becomes a powerful force for growth, innovation, and transformation. It is the bridge between where you are and where you want to be, a path that requires both courage and clarity. For the success-driven, growth-focused leader, mastering the inverse principle of risk is not just about taking chances. It is about understanding the deeper dynamics at play, aligning with your core values, and trusting in the process. With the right mindset and approach, risk becomes not a barrier to overcome, but a gateway to exponential reward.